probably at some point heard of, or at very least, seen the Miyoo Mini. These little emulation handhelds have been all the rage amongst handheld gaming enthusiasts, and after months and months of waiting for a restock, I finally managed to get myself this handsome little guy right here. What I'm actually holding here is Miyoo's latest model as of making this video, the Miyoo Mini Plus, and I have to say, I'm not really bothered by the fact that I missed out on the original, much tinier Miyoo Mini, because I really can't imagine playing games on anything smaller than this. That being said, the Miyoo Mini Plus is kind of my dream console when it comes to retro games. It plays everything from the original Nintendo to PlayStation 1 flawlessly. Combine that with its pocketable size and surprisingly high-quality feel, and now I have the perfect way to get through all those old RPGs I've been putting off for years. It's worth noting that a huge part of what makes this console so amazing is its custom operating system called Onion OS that was developed by passionate members of the community. It's thanks to Onion OS that all of the emulators are working properly so that all games run as they should, and they introduced a ton of quality of life features that I'll talk about in a little bit. Big PlayStation 1 games like Final Fantasy 7 through 9 didn't really run well in the stock operating system. There was frequent slowdown and lots of audio issues, so if it wasn't for the Onion team, it probably wouldn't have bought this console at all. Thankfully, performance is no longer an issue, and I can play through games like Final Fantasy 9 with peace of mind. Here I am, roughly 20 hours in, and in the second disc. I assure you that if performance was still an issue, I would have stopped playing this game after 5 minutes. I'm not the type of person who can simply ignore poor emulation when playing an old game. If it doesn't run with 99.9% accuracy to original hardware, I don't bother. Speaking of Final Fantasy IX, this game is known for having notoriously slow, random encounters, which normally wouldn't really bother that much, but I guess it does kind of make grinding a bit of a pain. Thankfully, you can quickly enable fast forwarding at any time with a simple button combo. Again, I just can't say it enough just how useful this device will be for playing through all of those classic JRPGs that have been collecting dust on my backlog for years. Another thing that always kind of stressed me out about a lot of older games is infrequent save points. I can't tell you how many times throughout my life I've straight up avoided playing games, like some of the older Zelda titles out of fear that I would have had to turn off my game at an inopportune time and lose progress on a Miyoo Mini running Onion OS. Anytime you power off the console while playing a game, it saves your progress right then and there, and you'll be able to power it back on and be in the exact same spot where you left off. And this is really great because you don't even have the stress of needing to remember to create a save state. It just does it for you. For me, this leads to some great low-commitment game sessions where I don't have to worry about things like getting to the next save point before turning the game off. It's definitely helping me play through Final Fantasy IX a lot quicker than I would if I were playing it on an original PS1. In the same realm as this feature is the game switcher. If you give the home button a quick tap, you can sort through every other game you've been playing and you can just jump right back into the point where you left off. This form of ultra convenience is honestly a little bit too powerful for my incredibly short attention span, so I've had to train myself not to use it. Otherwise I'd be swapping to a different game every 5 seconds. It has been great for capturing footage though. At the time of recording this, I've had my hands on this Miyoo Mini Plus for about 2 weeks, and I've mainly been using it as a portable PS1 because honestly, I was kind of skeptical of just how well this thing could emulate the more demanding games on the PlayStation 1, and I'm happy to report that with Onion OS installed, pretty much every game I've tested on here runs perfectly. The only standout issue I've noticed is the split second of slowdown that happens when a battle starts in Chrono Cross, but honestly, it's barely noticeable. If there is a fix that I don't know about for that though, please let me know in the comments, because knowing that this tiny issue exists does kind of keep me up at night. I'm trying to get better, I promise. Games that had some very noticeable lag and audio issues on the stock OS now run just fine. Resident Evil 3 was a noteworthy one that I saw some reviewers complaining about initially, but thanks to Onion, there's no longer anything to worry about. Here it is running nicely, as it should. I forgot the controls. No, there you go. And of course, even the more demanding Super Nintendo games that used special chips like Yoshi's Island and Star Fox run perfectly. I was initially worried about the recently released, content-packed ROM hack of Star Fox called Star Fox X not working on Miyoo Mini, but here it is running at full speed in all of its low-poly glory. So as cool as it is to have a portable PlayStation 1 and Super Nintendo, I can go without mentioning the obvious. This thing is for me, at least, the ideal way to play Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced games, especially while I'm traveling and away from my physical collection. You know what? I say that now, but even when I am back in the States with me physical collection again, I'll probably still gravitate towards using Miyoo Mini because with the ability to just effortlessly jump in and out of games, use save states and fast forward to quickly level up in RPGs, it's like, what more could I ask for? On top of all of that, the screen and image quality are just beautiful. The D-pad and face buttons, in my opinion, feel just as good, if not better than some stuff that Nintendo themselves puts out. If it's starting to sound like I'm sponsored by this company, don't worry, I'm definitely not. These are my genuine thoughts and just goes to show how shockingly impressive this little device is. However, Miyoo, if you are watching, I wouldn't be opposed to reviewing any of your future devices if you'd be so inclined as to strike a deal with me, because after getting my hands on the Miyoo Mini Plus, I'm really excited to see where things will go from here, as it has been somewhat publicly disclosed that Miyoo has some new consoles in the works. So yeah, my initial impressions on the Miyoo Mini Plus are super positive. I'm going to end the video here for now, but stick around and even subscribe if you haven't, as I've got some more content planned with this little device that I'm excited to get working on soon. Make sure you check the description of this video if you want to follow me on any of the social medias. I recently made an Instagram for the channel and I've been having fun using it to post some gaming stuff. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely give me a follow on there. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Please share and subscribe.